shall keep the commandments of Yehovah your Elohim by walking in his ways and by fearing him. That's how you keep the commandments. Walk in his ways and fear him. Very straightforward. For Yehovah your Elohim is bringing you into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and springs flowing out in the valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive trees and honey, a land in which you will eat bread without scarcity, in which you will lack nothing, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you can dig copper, so natural resources in abundance, food and agriculture in abundance. And you shall eat and be full, and you shall bless Yehovah your Elohim for the good land he has given you. Take care, right? Here's a warning. Take care lest you forget Yehovah your Elohim by not keeping his commandments. How do we forget our Creator? It's by not keeping his commandments. And what does the majority of Christianity tell you today? Well, the commandments have been done away. Telling you, teaching you to forget your Creator. That's blasphemy, and woe to them that do such things, because their punishment is going to be severe. Take care lest you forget Yehovah your Elohim by not keeping his commandments and his rules and his statutes which I command you today. Lest, when you have eaten and are full, and have built good houses and live in them, and when your herds and flocks multiply, and your silver and gold is multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied. Let's look at the nations of Israel, the Western world, and the wealth and prosperity, or what we call prosperity, has been given to us. Then your heart be lifted up. What do we always hear from our politicians? The American people are resilient people, or, we pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. We have an internal fortitude or intestinal fortitude that is matched by none other, right? We try to give credit to ourselves for all that we've done, right? All that we have is because we are such a great people. I've never heard such nonsense. There's nothing great about this society that we live in. Yeah, it's got a lot of comforts and what we call wealth and easy living. But look at the moral depravity of our society. There's nothing great about it. Back in verse 14, then your heart be lifted up, and you forget Yehovah your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery, who led you through the great and terrifying wilderness with its fiery serpents and scorpions and thirsty ground where there was no water, who brought you water out of the flinty rock, who led you in the wilderness with manna that your fathers did not know, that he might humble you and test you, to do you good in the end. Right? It was all in an effort to do you good, to do us good in the end. Beware, another warning, beware lest you say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand have gotten me this wealth. And what do we hear? How great we are. We are a great society. We did all this. Look at us. We are the bellwether of freedom, liberty. It goes on and on. He tells us right here, don't do that. And beware. Don't get full of yourself because you didn't do any of it. Verse 18, you shall remember Yehovah your Elohim, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth, that he may confirm his covenant that he swore to your fathers as it is this day. And if you think he doesn't have the power for you to get wealth or give you the power to get wealth, you just wait until your health fails. Your failing health, without your health, there's nothing, right? It is his blessing. It is his benevolence. It is his discretion to provide you with the means to accumulate wealth and build a great society, a truly great society, that he may confirm his covenant that he swore to your fathers as it is this day. Verse 19, and if you forget Yehovah your Elohim, and go after other gods, and serve them and worship them, I solemnly warn you today, another warning, that you shall surely perish. Like the nations that Yehovah makes to perish before you, so you shall perish, or so shall you perish, because you would not obey the voice of Yehovah your Elohim. Very straightforward. You obey, it's for your own good. You don't live on a system of rights and privileges. You live in a system of obligation, of duty, of responsibility. And those responsibilities are laid out in His law, which if we obey, we fear Him, we obey, we are blessed. We don't forget Him. We keep those laws squarely in our mind. We don't forget where they came from. We don't forget who gives us the means to build great societies and to develop wealth. Otherwise, we will perish. Deuteronomy 10, verses 12 through 22. Verse 12, it says, "And now, Israel, what does Yehovah your Elohim require of you? But to fear Yehovah your Elohim, to walk in all His ways, to love Him, to serve Yehovah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the commandments and statutes of Yehovah, which I am commanding you today for your good." That's it. Those are the requirements. That's what God requires of us. And why? It's for our own good. We are our own worst enemy. "Behold, to Yehovah your Elohim belong heaven and the heaven of heavens, the earth with all that is in it." Everything belongs to Him. We think we're running around all high and mighty and taking over and running the planet. We're like a bunch of punk kids wrecking the inheritance that their dad gave them. That's what we're like. Yet Yehovah set His heart in love on your fathers, and chose their offspring after them, you above all peoples, as you are this day. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart. Get these laws into your character. Do no harm to those around you, and be no longer stubborn. I have a right. Stubbornness. For Yehovah your Elohim is God of gods and Master of masters, Lord of lords, the great, the mighty, and the awesome Elohim, who is not partial and takes no bribe. You want justice? Go to your Creator. That's the only place you're going to find it. You think you're going to go into a court of law in this land and start espousing your rights, you better guess again. Those judges deny your rights left and right. Because they can, because they're the ones that gave them to you in the first place. Verse 18, "He executes justice for the fatherless and the widow, and loves the sojourner, giving him food and clothing. Love the sojourner, therefore, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt." Don't take advantage of strangers. Don't mug strangers. Don't do these things. Love the stranger, the sojourner, because you are a sojourner. Your citizenship isn't here on this planet. You're a visitor here. "You shall fear Yehovah your Elohim. You shall serve Him and hold fast to Him, and by His name you shall swear. He is your praise. He is your Elohim, who has done for you these great and terrifying things that your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down to Egypt 70 persons, and now Yehovah your Elohim has made you as numerous as the stars of heaven." Joseph was sent as a slave into Egypt. He ended up bringing his father and his brothers there. They came in as 70. They were multiplied by Yehovah under the protection of Egypt. Could Israel have survived in being surrounded by their enemies as such a small people? Perhaps not. Obviously, he could have done it that way, but he chose not to. You're as numerous as the stars of heaven. Okay, going over to Deuteronomy 11. I'm going to read all of Deuteronomy 11. I'm going to wrap it up here pretty soon. Verses 1 through 32. Starting in verse 1 of Deuteronomy 11, it says, "You shall therefore love Yehovah your Elohim, and keep His charge, His statutes, His rules, and His commandments always. And consider today, since I am not speaking to your children who have not known or seen it, consider the discipline of Yehovah your Elohim, His greatness, His mighty hand, and His outstretched arm, His signs and His deeds that He did in Egypt to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and to all his land, and what He did to the army of Egypt, to their horses and to their chariots, how He made the water of the Red Sea flow over them as they pursued after you, and how Yehovah has destroyed them to this day, and what He did to you in the wilderness until you came to this place.